My brother Ed has always been such an outstanding citizen, very responsible, and last year he just snapped.
My uncle had walked away from his family, his kids, his job, everything he'd worked for.
Yippee-ki-yay, y'all.
Ed's a very intelligent person. He was revered in his profession, a lot of people who respected him.
2 years ago, my brother had neck surgery, and when he woke, he had a paralyzed right arm, which resulted in being prescribed medical marijuana.
Once he had started smoking weed, he could not control his thoughts.
And it totally altered his personality.
I've been holding it in too long, and I didn't have a voice, and all of a sudden I feel like I got one and I don't want to waste it.
My brother had several alternate personalities.
Tygg was one of them.
Don't count out Tygg just yet. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah! Tiggers are wonderful things.
He wanted to be a street dancer.
He would dress up in a cowboy hat, a vest, cowboy boots.
And he seemed so comfortable in that persona, but that wasn't the real Ed.
After his breakup with his wife, he moved in with his parents.
He became very angry and lashing out and blaming my mom for everything.
There would be times where he would be crying and hitting the floor and upset, and then a minute or so later, he would be back to his excited, euphoric stage.
At the height of my uncle's mania, I was worried if he didn't get the help he needed that he was gonna die.
I believe that Ed's mania was brought on by his excessive alcohol, his failed marriage, and the intense pressure of his job. The triggering point of the mania was over a 3-day period. When Ed left his wife, he came home. He was very distraught, very out of place. We really weren't prepared for what we were witnessing. The first night, he wanted to reside in my office above the garage. My wife wanted him to stay in the house where she could keep an eye on him. The second day, he was having a manic episode, and we were in the car. He made claims that he wanted to punch her, that he felt like he could strangle her. Following day, he confronted his mother, blamed his problems all on her. She stifled them by being overly protective. A few months later, Ed came to the house, very manic, dressed in his cowboy attire, very threatening towards the family. He said that he was there to fight. He then said that if I ever came to Nevada, I would be taken care of the way men take care of problems out there. And he pointed his finger and pulled the trigger. The police were called and they arrested him. I am willing to forego any future I have with him to ensure that he receives the healing that he so desperately needs. This is it. He's my boy.
Well, Charles, we don't want that to happen. We don't want you to forego any relationship with him, but I understand what you're saying. You would sacrifice whatever necessary for his good, is what you mean, correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you think's going on with your son?
We were unaware of his alcohol use. He hid it very well because I believe he did not want to hurt the image, that his mother had of him.
You say he hid it well because he's been a very functional individual, right?
Yes.
Like he had a career in the aerospace industry.
Yes.
He was a flight controller.
Yes.
So big responsibility. And during this time that he was functioning as a flight controller, was he a functioning alcoholic?
Highly functioning alcoholic is what we refer to him as.
Okay.
He considered himself a highly functioning alcoholic.
Okay. But with this going on, is there a history in the family of mental illness?
Yes, there is. And when this first happened, my fear was that something was coming out that was schizophrenia type illness.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.